Dave, welcome to the podcast. Uh, it was time. Like, here's the thing: if I would have won this past week, like if Genty really wouldn't have gotten 3 points, I feel like that you would have come over to my house to do an exorcism.
Flex City, flex, flex. Flex City,
Oh,
flex, 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 flex.
yeah, I guess we should get to the awards. So, Dave, it's your turn. It's time for the Miller Time Team of the Week.
Flex City, flex, flex, flex. Flex, flex, flex.
I think it's probably right. I know that you are reluctant to give it to Travis, but I think if I'm keeping track, this is the second time he's won it. But I mean, how do you deny him? He had such a good week. I mean, what were the things that kind of led into you giving it to him?
Flex a Rooney, flexorific, flex, flex, flex.
Yeah, from top to bottom. I mean, it's just, what are you going to say?
Flex,
Scored 150 points. Like, it's crazy.
flex, flex a loser, flex, flex, flex.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Like, it's frustrating watching the same guy win every single week and win high points so many times. But what are you gonna do? I mean, until we help the league out by putting in a flex spot, I mean, this guy's just gonna keep dominating.
Flex to flex or flex, 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 flex.
Yeah. Well, I guess it brings us to time to give out the hillbilly of the week, and well, you know who that's going to.
Flex a Rooney.
Dave, you're doing that thing again where all you say is flex. We've moved on past that bit. We gotta, talk in English again.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes when a certain guy just keeps winning, and things just keep, and like I start typing it on the write up, and then I just start speaking it, and it just flows out. But what can you do?
But
yeah, but you understood every word I said, so it
yeah,
must have came out of speaking in tongues or something. I don't know, but
yeah. But
yeah,
you know
I think
who's
you
getting the
brought this
hillbilly.
up before you give out your hillbilly. You've mentioned this a few times, but like, shouldn't he just shut up? Like, he's taking our money every year. Like, if any of us were him, we'd be like, let's just keep things the way they are. I'll keep taking all your money and keep winning. Like, status quo. Like, I don't get it.
Well, see, what we don't understand about Travis is that he's actually a generous, compassionate guy, and so his push for flex is really for the rest of the league. He's wanting to bring
I mean,
parity back.
I guess so. He's sick of winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, enough of him. Who's the loser?
Well, I think we know who the loser is. Come on now. I mean,
Who's
let
the
me
who's
let
the
me let me
hillbilly?
let me set the scene for you, Dave.
Okay.
All right. It's week 10. You're tied for first place, and your schedule to end the season is that you play Brian Heim, you play Ed, you play can't make this up, Dave Miller, Rademacher, and Adam. That's your path. Your path to winning the league.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like it's just laid out on a platter for you. I mean, because
After getting through hardship after hardship.
yeah, it's like here it is. And so what do? I mean, I take care of business against Brian because Brian doesn't even fill out a full lineup, and then it's like, okay, well, Ed's coming back down to earth, and so of course he's going to do what Ed does, and he does.
Oh,
he
did.
does.
Yeah, he
He
did.
does. He does what Ed
In spades,
does.
he did.
He is who I thought he was.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter. I didn't take advantage. So yeah, when you lose a matchup 61.5 to 62.2, I don't care, do the podcast or not. Like that's Hillbilly Harrison Hillbilly of the week.
Man.
And so like I know nobody else cares. Nobody else cares like you and I care. But I was like, you know what? I've got too many Detroit Lions playing this week, and they're playing against a really good defense. I don't like this matchup. I can't bench Goff, and I'm not gonna bench St. Brown. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna play the kicker. I'm not gonna play Detroit's kicker. And so then I just looked through and I picked somebody up, and I'm like, and I went back and forth. I was like, oh, do I play the Green Bay kicker or do I play Chicago's Santos kicker? And I was like, oh well, Green Bay just seems like that they're gonna have chances to score more. And this guy who's like a replacement kicker, like he's done fine. He's like, he's hit all of his extra points up until now. He attempted like they say he's got a leg they can kick over like 60-yard field goals. I'm like, oh, and so I play him, and what's he get me? 1 point.
And how many did you need?
Well, I think I only needed 2 points. If he would have just gotten
one more extra point.
One more, yeah, and he missed 2 of them, I think. And if I would have played Detroit's kicker, this is the classic thing I tell you all the time. I was like, there's just places where I just overthink things. Overthink defense, overthink tight end, overthink kicker. Like, not the big positions. The big positions are kind of set, but like,
kicker on an offense that's been doing well all year. Like, it wasn't like a.
No, it wasn't a.
You didn't need to do that.
It has nothing to do with the play. It has nothing to do with like, it's just like.
You weren't in a bind because of injury or anything like that. You just literally took somebody out that could have played and had probably, if you look back, had Bates gotten 2 points every week?
Oh yeah. Like there's no, like, I mean, I didn't know at the time I only needed 2 points, but I was just, know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I lose to Ed. 61.5 to 62.2, and it wasn't without its drama. I mean, Genty moved backwards more than he moved forward. So
I'm well aware. I had him I needed my other league. I needed him to get 5, like 50 yards. That's all he needed, and he didn't get that for me. So why would he?
Could we get a rule in that if you get tackled in your own end zone for a safety, that you lose more points than just the lost yardage?
Although I didn't like that call. It looked like the ball made it out.
Dave, hush. All right. Well, you got to play Travis, who we mentioned is a Flexity Flex. He scores a season high 157.3.
I don't know if you did the math here. When we've talked about this, in other weeks where we like other league setups where, if you just beat, I would have beat 8 other teams. Like, there's only 3 guys that scored more, and I happen to play the one that scored the most. So it's just luck of the draw. It probably ended the minuscule hopes I had of making the playoffs already.
What do you think about the fact that if he would have played Kyren instead of Barkley, and if he would have played a defense that was better than the Chiefs, that he left some points out there on the board?
Yeah, and that's, well, it's the product of having really good people on your bench, is you're going to probably have some weeks,
Yeah, but you played great, Dave. I mean, Oh,
I did.
98.
I did fine. I was in a position, I got cute like you, and I picked up like really late that Cardinals guy, because I was like, my 2 guys were just like backup, and they're touchdown dependent, and I'm like, I'll go with the guy that might get a bunch of carries. He gets hurt like in the first drive.
Yeah. And now he's
out. Both my other guys scored like garbage touchdowns or whatever. And so it wouldn't have mattered, but I screwed that up.
Yeah. In the battle of the brothers, it was a beatdown. You see what I did there?
Alliteration. I like it.
Yes. Yeah. So Ratty puts up 80, but he gets beat by Sundance with 111. And I mean, McCaffrey, I don't know if he's been doing it all season, but for this week,
intermittently,
yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it enough, and I don't know if you've watched this trajectory that old Sundance has been on, but
yeah,
you might not want to play him in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you might want to be able to avoid him round 1.
Hopefully he'll keep moving up, so I don't have to worry about it. So
okay, there you go. Well, you might move down if he moves up. It's possible.
I'm not.
You only scored 60-something.
But I'm still in second place, and I have a game lead on the people behind me.
There
so
you go.
Yeah.
Well, he could drop down to 8 and or 7. It could happen. All right, second round, you'll get beat by.
Yeah. So we've got Junior playing against Adam, and
Man.
Adam keeps trying. He tried the thing where he benches his whole team up until like Thursday, and
I don't understand why that doesn't work.
yeah,
Like they have to know, right? They get memos or something from
yeah,
from ESPN, like, hey, this guy just benched you,
yeah. I don't.
all week long, and then he plugged you in. You better do something for him.
Yeah, so
I
big
don't.
bounce back for Junior after letting his playoff spot slide. He's able to grab it back and get the win. 103 points. I mean, he's been averaging over 100 every for the whole
Yeah.
season, so good for him. If there was going to be a second place hillbilly of the week, it would go.
Yeah, I was wondering if you'd get to this.
Yeah, it would go to Rennie because he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory and just had the chance to keep that playoff hope alive and could not hold on to it.
Is it like this is kind of indicative of almost like a slap in the face to Brian? Like all those weeks should have won probably some different weeks. Like he can't even get that, he finally gets his second win on a weekend. He scores 62 points.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's like, why did we even try? Because you can't figure out any of this stuff. Well, yeah.
And then do you think Rennie saw Jacksonville hanging 35 on the Chargers?
Yeah, that was, and then I almost, did a screenshot of it, but I thought, I talk this season, I have nothing to hang anything on. But if you look at I think it was the very last transaction before the game started, where he dropped Andrews and picked up Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin's one of these guys. I don't know if you've noticed this, but for like 3 weeks in a row, both in Yahoo and in ESPN, he was the top rated,
available
wide receiver. Yeah. He's got like a publicist or something, because they just keep putting those projections up there, and it didn't like he had like a couple games like long. I don't understand, but Rennie fell for it. He picked him up, and because he didn't deserve it, he hasn't been worth it. But yeah, the people, these places were touting him like, oh yeah, you should really pick up Austin. Like, look at his projection. He didn't come close to it. He got like point something.
So big win for Lee.
And what did Andrews do? 30-yard rushing touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Rennie would have been, he would have, Yeah. But big win for Lee. He gets his 4th win in a row. He is formidable. And Andy, a 5-game slide.
Yeah. I mean, and even gets a massive score from, the Tampa running back situation, where it's been, since my guy went out, it's been kind of hit or miss about who to play, and he gets that, but it just fell just a little too short. I really thought Lamb was going to get 15 points after he got that touchdown, but Pickens how did Pittsburgh let him go? Probably because he was a knucklehead, but somehow it works on Dallas. I don't know, because he's good. Like he makes these catches. Well,
and they're another team that has 2 legit number ones.
Oh, I mean, as much as I'm a homer and I like Higgins and Chase, those 2 might be better.
Well, I don't think they have as good of a quarterback, even with Flacco throwing them the ball. Like, Dak is like spotty. So if they had Burrow throwing the ball to them, like a healthy Joe Burrow,
but I think just the 2 of them, for what they do once the ball's close to them, and what they can do after it. I mean,
I don't know that the 2 catches Higgins made over a week ago, and then Jamar Chase after the catch, like, that you can compare them, but I think for a little bit they were talking about, Jefferson and Addison in the same breath too, and like Addison's definitely fallen back to be more a traditional number two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he does okay, but he just hasn't been playing nearly
It's
to the
like he was
level.
just, I mean, they were just feeding Pickens, feeding Pickens, feeding Pickens, and then all of a sudden, oh, who's wide open in the end zone? Oh, Lamb.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's a recap from last week. If you lost, I'm sorry. If you won, congratulations. Let me just go through a little quick thing of the standings. So, Rennie is the odd man out. So we got Junior in 8th, Ed in 7th, Ratty in 6th, Brennan in 5th. Andy somehow miraculously, after losing 5 games in a row, is in 4th place. How is that even
Yeah.
humanly possible?
I mean, when he got all those wins early, and there's been a lot of other people that have been just scraping just to get to that 6-win.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine he was 5 weeks ago he was 6-0, and then
Yeah.
crazy. So and then we've got Lee in 3rd, 7-4, and then me at 8-3, and then Travis at 9-2. Obviously, the big story here is that I only have 1,052 points. Lee has 1,120, and so like I really took a hit. I was creeping back up to close to averaging 100 a game over the last 2 weeks, scoring over 100. But this this last week, that's a 40-point dip, scoring 60. So, yeah.
I mean, here we are again, where Travis is in control of his own destiny, and he would have to lose for people to,
so like
significantly.
So Lee and I are the closest that have, with only 3 weeks left with some kind of legitimate shot, right? But what you're going to ask for is for Travis to lose 3 in a row, or at least 2 in a row, two out of 3, right? And then like for me, I gotta go 3-0. I gotta win the next 3 weeks, and I gotta hope Travis loses 2 out of 3. Like that's tough.
He would have to have weeks like he had 6 and 7, where he got 81 and 51. Yeah. I don't know if he'll revert back to that or not. Probably not.
Now I feel like, no offense to anybody I'm playing over the next 3 weeks, I feel like I have a favorable schedule. It's not about me getting the wins. I mean, that's a part of it. I have to score and get wins. But the idea that Travis is going to lose 2 out of the next 3 is a thing that I think most people just find unimaginable.
Well, because then you're counting on other people to beat Travis. And then if you look around the league, there's some of us that have trouble doing that. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you got a fun podcast game for us to play, Dave?
I do. I call it Over, Under, On.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 2 players, and so you got to tell me, and a stat, and you're going to tell me whether the first player has the higher of the stat, the lower the stat, or do they have the same? So make sense? All right, we'll start with Josh Allen and Justin Herbert rushing yards.
All right. So I'm saying,
so you tell me if Josh Allen is the higher or the lower, or are they both the same?
Let's see here. I think this is a trick question because everybody would think Josh Allen would have more rushing yards. So I'm going to say that he has less rushing yards.
Ooh, you fell for it then, but it's very close. 351 to 345. I was surprised by that because
who has more?
Allen.
So
okay. It was the old Sicilian, you fell for, a game of logic when death's on the line or whatever, or Battle of the Wits. So that was, that one stuck out because Allen gets so many rushing touchdowns, but a lot of them are, I guess, fairly close. But I didn't realize Herbert had ran that much this year. So, all right, next one. We got Bo Nix and Pat Mahomes passing touchdowns.
Bo Nix, the winner.
That one would be an on. They both have 18.
Oh, they both have 18.
Yeah.
You know what? I almost like called it back though for a second because I was like, I bet Bo Nix has a few rushing touchdowns.
All right. Brees Hall, Chase Brown, receiving yards.
Aren't they both disappointments?
Kind of. But they're kind of both supposed to be better, right?
Yes, they are. Okay, Chase Brown got more. He had one good game.
So
No?
close. 229 for Brees Hall and 226 for Chase Brown.
Well, this is some kind
Should
of
be
like
more.
stupid. This is some kind of stupid game. You're picking guys that
Yeah.
are like right next to each other.
I know. Well, it's hard. All right,
Yeah.
Genty, our favorite guy from this last week, and Jalen Warren, who's got the most rushing yards.
Warren.
Now, Genty's got 554. Warren's got 536.
Yeah.
All right, Lee's big stud, Drake London, and I don't know who has him, Michael Pittman, for receiving touchdowns.
All right. London.
They both have 6.
Ah.
So London he only had a couple, and then he had that game where he had 3, and then he got 1, and then he just got hurt. So Pittman's must have been just kind of sporadic throughout, like every other week or something. But all right, last one. Zay Flowers, Justin Jefferson, receiving yards.
Well, logic would tell you that it's Justin Jefferson, so I will go Zay Flowers.
So I got you on every single one.
Yeah.
Except no, it's right. No. Flowers has 703. Jefferson has 747. So you went Jefferson, right? No, you said Flowers because I tried.
Yeah, I said Flowers. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I was just like thinking in my head, like, when you compare players, sometimes they're doing better or worse than they really are, or comparatively. But that's where that is. So I proposed something to you. I don't know if you had time to look at it.
Did not. No.
Okay. So this is like just real briefly, a little segment that I, was thinking of, I mean, other than you and maybe Ed, since he wasn't there, but maybe Ed, because he probably had people in mind if he would have came. But when you think back to the draft, you like, not only do you think about the players you did draft, but there's probably a handful of people that you kind of targeted. You were gonna, you wanted to try to get them because you thought they'd be doing good. So this week we're gonna cover quarterback and tight end of a player that I thought was gonna be good and was, and a player that I thought was gonna be good and wasn't.
Okay.
And so quarterback, we got, and I've talked about him all year because I picked him, was Drake May. And if I had just had more faith in that pick that I picked the last round, he's now the number 2 quarterback. He's flirted with number 1 for a little bit.
But that's not really fair because as much as you love Drake May, last season and then going all into the draft, the whole conversation was that if you could just have McDaniels back.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I really thought May was going to have a good year. I didn't dream it would be that much better than Daniels, or else I wouldn't have picked Daniels. But I did think May was going to have a good year. I wish I would have trusted my instinct.
Why do I always want to put a
more.
Mick in front of his name? It's just Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
No Mick
coach
in front.
So then the other guy was somebody that if I wouldn't have drafted Daniels, I most likely would have drafted Justin Fields later, but I still would have drafted May. And I probably would have been better off because I would have benched Fields earlier
sooner,
and I would have got a better pick on the 3rd. But Fields, I really did think he was gonna run more. I thought he was gonna throw it to Wilson and dump it off to Brees Hall. I thought it would have worked to where, not that he's a great quarterback, but I thought he would have been at least top 12 just with the rushing. But he's played 9 out of the 9 games, and he's not done
terrible.
Well. Yeah,
he's terrible. Yeah.
So then tight end, I had a couple guys that a guy I did not draft, but I kind of coin flipped on 2 veteran guys, and I went with Ertz, but I thought Dallas Goedert was going to be, pretty serviceable. He's flirted with top 5. He's currently 6. He was at 4 because the Eagles, I don't know if you noticed, they didn't really play that well this last week. He didn't do much. He dropped a couple passes. It was really windy, but we'll blame the wind. But Goddard's currently the number 6. I don't even think he got I think people just picked him up later. He's had a couple big weeks, which kind of skew his numbers, but tight ends, that's always the case. But I really thought, Goddard was going to be good. I didn't pick him because I coin flipped and picked Ertz because I paired him with Daniels. Bad move. Ertz only had a couple good weeks. And then another guy, but that I thought was going to be a controversy again this year. We brought up his name multi years, and that's Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I just
And
thought
he
that
really
once
only
he
had
came,
one game, right?
yeah, I thought that we all were going to be like, once he came back, nobody's going to draft him because he was started off the season hurt. But if you look at New Orleans' quarterback situation, it's a little dicey. So I
Yep.
thought they were going to do a bunch of gadget plays. He was going to get a lot of rushes, and he just has been crickets most of the year. And I'm glad I didn't draft him, but I thought that was going to be somebody that I'm like, we're all kind of kicking ourselves because we weren't the one that actually picked him up early. So yeah, that's a little bit of quarterback and tight end next week if we have time. We can talk about running back and wide receiver maybe that we thought was going to be good and wasn't, and one that we thought was going to be good and was.
Well,
Make
let's
sense? Unless you're going to audible here and come up with some
no,
off the top of
I'm
your
not
head.
audibling. Why is it doing that? I'm sorry. As we're talking, that's what I'm looking for. Available. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so like you were talking about tight end, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I thought this guy, I thought this guy. In the past it's been Kelsey. Yeah, if we go back 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Kelsey, and then there's been a
Andrews, Kittle.
couple guys. Like, there's always like, oh, if you don't get one of the top 3 or 4 guys, then it's like it doesn't matter. I would
Yeah.
make the argument right now that like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like that there's just no, like, from week to week, there's no, obviously anybody would
Well,
like to have
McBride has had a
somebody
few big weeks in a row.
who
So I
has,
think if you look at the total yard or points that McBride has, is he like way above everybody else?
he's in first place. He averages 11.38.
So
And
he's got 50, 13 plus what, 10, 20 some more points than everybody than the next tight end.
yeah.
That's
And if I go to his game log, it's because the last 4 weeks, he's 5 weeks in double digits in a row. Okay.
yeah.
Which is, and then, but he only has 6 total. So like he started the season, the first 5 weeks of the season were
Yeah.
meh. And then he went 13, 19, 11, 18, 17. So yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
he has been. Now they're a terrible team.
Yeah, and
So
they've switched quarterback stuff, and you had to weather those first several weeks,
yeah,
and you picked him
yeah.
pretty
I'm
high if
sure.
you
I'm
picked him.
sure there could have been people in other leagues, or even I don't pay attention to him, like, just 'cause I don't have any Cardinals on my team, so it's not like after I lost the running back. But yeah, it's like the only person, Kraft is the only other person that's averaging close to what he is, and he hasn't been available as many
Yeah.
weeks.
So everybody's going to pass him.
And then you just have, it just seems like that everybody else on here is averaging somewhere between 6 and 8 points.
Yeah.
So and nobody would have went out targeting McBride in the draft. Like, not as a stretch, like it used to be like, oh, forget about drafting a third wide receiver. I'm going after Kelsey. Forget about driving,
Yeah.
like
I
in the
mean,
first.
Brennan picked him in the 4th round. That's pretty early for a tight end, but I think if you go that early, he better be number 1, and he is. So
Yeah. Yeah. So,
or on the flip side of the season,
but what
the other players went in the 4th round too.
I could be wrong about this. Adam could tell me I'm crazy. If Brennan doesn't take McBride in the 4th round, he's still available for Brennan in the 6th round. I just believe that. I don't think that, like.
Although I don't know how, like, because Adam picked Bowers in the 4th round, so I don't know who picked who first.
Right.
if you're targeting a tight end in the 4th round, you don't care which one it is.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's like,
But yeah, I think you're right. Like there's you're either getting 30 or 40, 30 to 60 yards, or you're getting a touchdown. But
well,
unless you're
this
McBride
is,
lately, you're
I
probably
think
not getting both.
this is my point really more than anything. Like Dalton Kincaid is my tight end, has been like I haven't been playing as much. He's the number 7 tight end in football. He's terrible. He's inconsistently in the lineup. Like you can't,
Yeah.
and he's still 7th. So it's like you tell me, oh
Yeah.
well, somebody's like 5th, or I'm like, who cares? Like they, what I
Yeah.
mean, you could be 5th and still only be available half the time. Like none of these guys are doing anything enough to like be season shifting, except for
Yeah.
maybe McBride over the last his rise and Brennan's rise coincide.
Yeah, probably
100%. If you're going to
coincided a
get
little bit.
18 points out of your tight end weeks and weeks in a row,
Yeah.
it'd be like having a defense that's going to score you 20 every week. Like that's going to shift some things for you for sure, 100%. But there's only one of those guys right now, and it wouldn't have been the person that I would think that most people would have thought of.
Yeah.
So, other than Brennan.
Yeah, he did, and it worked out.
So all right. So next.
So we got
week,
some matchups this week.
yeah.
Oh,
I was just
do
going to
you
say
have
next.
a plan?
What's that?
Have we didn't talk off air about the
We have
side bet plan.
we have 1 week to figure out what we're doing for side bet
I know.
Palooza.
Okay. Yeah, because we don't have it figured out right at this moment. I was getting
But we
ready to
better.
like Google some different, like if there's even, games that I don't even know how to search for that, but
The
then I got
game within the
sidetracked
game.
with doing the write up. So
I
Yeah,
haven't read it
yeah,
yet.
I'm
Is
sure there's
it
some.
worth reading, Dave? No.
Flexi
All right.
flex.
Yeah. So in the battle of best friends, we've got Josh Rademacher versus Vote Flex Now, and I stand with everyone else in the league, not named Flex, hoping that Travis can get an L because it just gives everybody a little bit of hope. Because if he wins, he's probably winning high points with it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But if I remember
So,
right,
but poor
I think
Josh.
we both I think
Poor
we
Josh
both
is
picked
going to be out as number 1 running back in
Yeah.
Achan, and he's got his work cut out for him.
He's got another spot that he's missing the spitter.
Yeah. Yes, he had to he's without several of his top players. And oh look,
And
Travis still
of
has
course is
Josh
stacked.
Allen.
Yeah.
And
But he
they're
plays
playing
on Thursday.
against
Maybe it'll
Houston.
be a rough game. I don't know. Thursday games have been a little who knows? Yeah. I think we
all
both
right.
picked flex because we're not idiots.
Yeah.
Although, it probably would help me if Ratty lost. Not that I can catch him, but I can't catch him if they keep winning.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we've got the Battle of the Republicans. It's Adam versus Brennan. So
Yeah. They both stumped for the party, right? I think. Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. And so this one, I mean, unless something drastically changes in the trajectory of these two teams, feel like that Brennan has the advantage.
Yeah. I mean, and if you were to ask us both, hey, week 12, one of these teams is going to be, 6-5, solidly in the playoffs. The other one's going to be 2-9. We probably would have flip-flopped the names.
Yeah.
If you put money to it and made us choose. But if it can go, like I've said, if it can go wrong for Adam this season, it's gone. Like with injuries, with picking players, with choosing lineups, with dropping and adding. Like, man, it just is falling apart. And Brennan just keeps making all the right moves. So probably another week like that, right?
Yeah, and Brennan doesn't even have a kicker in, and he's already projected to score 100. Not that matters.
So why did I
pick
pick Adam to win? I did pick Adam to win. I'm an idiot.
You got a lot of faith in Adam. So next up, we've got Rennie versus Ed, and if there was ever a get right week for Rennie, it's got to be now, right? You can't drop again. You can't be 5-7.
But both these teams scored in the 60s, so
Yeah.
60-50. So like
Well,
somebody's got to improve.
yeah. But
They both
I mean,
need lineup work, of course.
they both
I
need
don't know how
lineup
it works
work.
out that Ed always needs like I've gone weeks where I didn't have to make any moves, and
Yeah.
I do, but I didn't have to. But like it seems like every week we're looking at a 7 or an 8, but next to his name on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. And so next up, we got another, Battle of the Frenemies. Is that what we have here between Lee and Junior?
Yeah,
Something about a
there's some
little
tension.
Irishman.
There's some tension there.
Yeah, little Irishman. Lee's won 4 in a
Off.
row. Junior's won 1. ESPN loves him some Junior. That never changes. Like
Yeah.
he rarely lives up to the hype that ESPN has for him, but he does catch
He's
Lee
getting pretty
with,
close most of the season.
he catches Lee with in desperate need of a quarterback. So with Rodgers out and Herbert on bye, he's going to have to go to the stockpile. You may know, I guess, who's best available quarterback on the waiver wire for Big Lee to look at.
I mean, I would have never, like, if you asked me this last week, I probably would have never said Cam Ward, but he had like a super huge game. I mean, if you're gutsy, you could go with Davis Mills. Houston's been, doing decent, and Buffalo's not they're going to put up points, so they're going to get the ball back a lot. Houston will. They should anyway.
What about
so that would be a way to go, but boy, after that, it's slim pickings.
Tua?
Yeah,
Is
I don't know
Tua
who's
out
good.
there?
No, they're on bye because HM's on bye.
Okay, yeah. Yep. So,
but you could play him, and that way you don't go negative at the position.
That's good point. Yep. All right, we've got Heimtime Industries versus Carry the Boats, another team that's in desperate need of a get right week, and he's gifted with Brian. So I gotta feel like Andy gets a win. It's almost impossible to fill out your lineup, have a decent team, and go 0-6.
But then I don't see Brian scoring. Like, I feel like there's guys that didn't do that good last week are gonna get 6 to 8 more points than they did, and the projection I don't think is off. He'll be close to 100. So yeah, I did I go with Brian? I did. Maybe that's why I'm pushing for him.
Yeah. All right, and last but not least, we've got the battle of the podcasters. You got to like all those blank spots I got over in my lineup.
Yeah, because like you don't, whoever you pick is not on your team yet. So here I am sitting here with a higher waiver spot than you.
Yep.
So if I had any faith in my ability to pick either who you want to pick for a defense or a kicker, and that whoever I pick is actually going to do good, whether they're on my bench or not, to keep you from getting them. And then I'm blowing a waiver spot just to try to block you, which if I was that good at picking, I would have had better players by this time. So I probably won't do that, but I could unless you tell me right now who you're going to pick, like who you want for a defense and a kicker, and then I'll put in for them.
But here's the thing. So I have contingencies. So I've got several waiver things that, like, if one doesn't work, the other one does, because you can like fill the same one out where you drop the same person and then it doesn't exist if that person's already off your team.
Correct.
So,
but you have a one choice for kicker and a one choice for defense.
No, but my point is, Dave, that you run the risk of, like, I'm going to get a defense and a kicker.
You are.
And so you could help me.
I just want to get the one that you want.
But you could help me.
But only if that I could.
That's what I'm saying, that, like,
and I likely would.
Yeah.
if I employed this strategy.
Let's just talk in hypotheticals. I want kicker Rennie Kittle, and you, and then my backup is I'm going to get kicker Junior Boatwright, and
Yeah.
like you block
So
my
knowing
Kittle.
that me guessing, I bet he wants Rennie.
Yeah.
I put in for Rennie.
Yeah,
And I
but
get
then
him. So
Junior scores 20 points more than Rennie, and then you're like,
that's my fear, is that you'll get your second person and they'll do better, and I wasted a spot. I didn't help my team at all because I don't need either one of those things this week.
And I will tell you that of the defense and kickers that I'm going after, I have no idea which one of them will do better.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, there's people that ESPN thinks is going to do good that I don't know why. I
will say on the defensive side, there are no defenses out there that anyone would want to have to play beyond this week. It's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they're not great defenses, the defenses that are out there.
So it's total matchup.
Yeah, and then the kicker, like I fully believe that
because I mean, you picked wrong last week, you probably won't pick wrong this week. But I actually do need a defense in 2 weeks. So I thought, well, okay, maybe there's a team. I looked and it's like maybe there's a team that's he might want this week, but that I might want in 2 weeks when on the week 14 when Patriots are on bye. But then I was thinking.
I was looking last week because I knew I needed a defense this week, and it was like, man, the pickings were so slim, and I was like, I'm just forget it. I'm just going to wait till next week because like the choices are really all that bad. Now I could be on the flip side, which is that somebody could drop a defense this week because they need to pick up a quarterback or something, and so then I could put in another request for somebody that I could pick up on Sunday.
Yeah,
a better option. Right?
Probably not. Well, somebody already has Houston. I don't know if somebody has Buffalo. They probably do. But other than that, yeah, Sunday you would have people. But so but then part of me is like, I don't want to play the Patriots against the Bengals because I don't want the Bengals to suck again. But I don't know so then I looked, that's what made me look. I'm like, well, I want the Bengals offense to do good, which would make my defense suck. And so
can I ask
let's see who's out there.
Can I ask you an honest question? What if do you want the Bengals defense to pitch a shutout?
That's another good point because I'm kind of stuck with who I have at quarterback at this point.
Yeah. So what if Cincy D ends up allowing 0 points and has like 4 picks?
Then my Bengals fandom will override my fantasy team because it probably doesn't matter for fantasy anyway, and I'll be like, woohoo! Now, if I thought it was going to lead to thing, like maybe they had playoff hopes, because at least my playoff hopes in fantasy would be crashed but the Bengals would rise. I'm probably double screwed.
Can I ask you a question? Am I legitimately the worst second place team you've ever seen this late in the season?
Let me look back real fast at all the history. Right? Yeah, you are. I just looked through every season, and at this point in this season, you're the worst that's ever been a second place.
To make it 11 weeks, to be in sole possession of second place, and to be this bad that's pretty remarkable.
Coming off of a 60-point loss.
Yes. Yes, a 62 to 60 loss. Yes.
You just can't make this stuff up.
Well, and it was funny, like last week, and sorry to all of our 4 podcast listeners if we're making this a lot about me, but get your own show if you want to talk about yourself. We've talked that like, hey, my whole team is made up of Nacua, St. Brown, and Rice, like those 3 wide receivers, and then like what happened last week, it's like, how do all 3 of them? I mean, they were all facing pretty good defenses. I mean, I knew that last week was going to be a struggle just because of the teams that my players were going up against. But to have none of them do anything was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And I think I heard them say during the game that was Puka's first fumble ever.
Yes.
like so.
And
you were just glad to get him back.
hard to complain
you
to a
got him.
guy that's never done anything bad, right? It's been like, how do
Yeah.
you fumble? It's like, well, it's my first one ever, Like,
Yeah, and he's playing. I mean, just because he played doesn't mean he's perfectly healthy. He probably had some
right.
pain going on.
Yeah.
These guys all are hurt. So he played through some pain for you, Kevin. And
Yeah, it's like he's like, I'm out here trying to catch passes, bro.
yeah,
Well, that game was so
I can't
interesting
remember.
too.
Did Hunt do anything for you? We talked about him last week, and I kind of joked around about it. But what did he do for you? Did he do anything?
No, nobody did anything, but it really wasn't the. I mean, he had 12 points. Our
Okay.
running backs actually did okay. My wide receivers are the ones that didn't show up. So Hunt had 12, and I'm pretty sure that Jones had 8. So not terrible.
Was it a roster situation or did you just hope that the Broncos would do good against Kansas City? Because most people don't want to play a defense against Kansas City historically, right? Because although Mahomes is good for some picks sometimes, is that what you were hoping for?
Well, they scored 7. I mean, it wasn't terrible. So it was the thing where I decided not to overthink it on the defense because there just wasn't better options out there to pick up. One, it means that you got to drop a player, and then two, it means that what are you really trying to get out of it? So if I would have followed my defensive advice on my kicker, then I would have got a cheap, unearned win. And I would still be tied with Travis, even though I'm 1,000 points behind him.
Yeah, but then you'd only be a flip-flop loss away, and that's huge.
Yeah.
But with this few weeks left.
Yeah, got 3 weeks left for everybody.
It's kind of like what NASCAR, where you want to win, you want to pass right at the end, so they don't have time to pass you.
Yeah.
That's got to be your strategy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
because Travis is more lead and pull the line. That has been his MO for years now, and
yeah. So you mentioned this before. So if everything stayed the same right now, in week 1, Travis would play Junior. I would play Ed. Lee would play Ratty, and Andy would play Brennan. I'm not saying that's how it's going to end up. That would be that would seem super fair right now, just like the way it is. Brennan, who's on the rise, gets to play Andy, who's been struggling, but both of them have the potential to score well. Travis plays Junior, which maybe is the best.
Probably the last person he would want to play.
Last person he would want to play, but the best person for the rest of the league to feel like that. Oh man, it's that classic, hey, he's on the rise. He's, you know what I mean. I play Ed, who, he's not the Ed of old. He doesn't typically score 60 points. He's been scoring well, you know what I mean. But he kind of has earned his spot down here at 7, and I think that the Rademacher versus Lee matchup would be really interesting too. And then Andy versus Brennan. So, it'll probably Brennan still has a chance, and he's got to win to get in, because he's got to win probably 2 and hope Junior loses 2. Or Ed
pretty much.
Just dive
I think
bomb.
this is going to be a 7-win year. I think you're going to have 7.
Yeah.
And
so Rennie's got to win a couple, 2 out of 3. He could hope that Ed loses 2 out of 3, but Rennie's problem is that he doesn't have a ton of points, right? He only has 1,000 points, and so that's even less than I have, and I don't have very many. So, but Ed also doesn't have a ton, so it would only take a few more 60-point weeks in a row for Ed to get losses and that. And so I
my
think it's
problem is that I pretty much have to win out, but then the people that I need to lose 2 out of 3. They play each other.
Yeah. That's real cute that you're still talking about making the playoffs, Dave.
I know. Well, until I'm mathematically eliminated,
Isn't it crazy that we're about to play week 12 and that Travis is the only person that's clinched a spot? I mean, I'm 8-3, and the person that's out of the playoffs is 5-6. And yet, there's still mathematically a chance for Rennie to make it and for me to not, even though it would take me losing 3 in a row, Rennie winning 3 in a row, and then him outscoring me by
Now, what I
100 points
don't
over the
know
next
if
3
they're
weeks.
sophisticated enough to look and see who the matchups are to see if.
I don't think so. I think it's just based on
Yeah.
record.
Yeah, because it couldn't be where there's no way that could happen because of who plays who,
Right. Yep.
But you would have to score like you did this week 3 more times, and Rennie would
Yes.
have to score like Travis did,
Yes.
at least 2 of those times.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
anything's possible. Like the 8 people that are locked in for playoffs right now. I'm not guaranteeing that those the 8. I mean, anything could happen. You know what I mean? And Rennie and Junior have the same record. So like to say that one's in and one's out right here where we sit, like that's
I
crazy.
mean, how crazy? I mean, if Andy loses out,
Yeah, he could
and he
drop.
stays at 6 wins, he
Yeah.
might not get in.
Right. Now
that would be something.
I think it's, while unlikely, it's good news for everybody that they're still in. They still got a chance.
Yeah. I'm just lamenting on a couple of those early matchups that I just played the wrong person, that at the time I was like, should have got that win, but I didn't. And then I never got enough more to have it matter.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we've probably gotten Junior at least close to home on the second lap of his podcast. So we will bid everyone a good night. And
for the record, I went me, Brian, Lee, Ed, Adam, flex, and I think the only difference, we both did flex, and everything else was opposite. I remember right.
I didn't look at yours, but I can read it off. I picked me and Andy, Junior, Rennie, Brennan, and Travis.
Yeah, I think we did the opposite.
Except for flex.
Except for flex.
Because we're not idiots.
Even though we both want him to lose.
Yes.
For different reasons. You want him to lose so that you can. Actually, no, I need him to win. But which means he probably won't. So good luck. Good for you.
And I did post it. So you're down 11, 3 weeks to go. There's still
now. Are we doing all the way through, or just did we say regular season?
We didn't talk about it, but like it gets less and less every week. So.
I mean, we really have 6 weeks left of picking matchups.
But there'll be less and less matchups for you to catch up with as we go forward.
No, because people still play each other because people still make lineups out because they're trying to get high points.
We're picking matchups that don't matter.
Oh, well, maybe not. I'll probably concede at playoff time.
Let's do this, Dave. All right, because we didn't really talk about this. For the record, we'll go all the way through to the Super Bowl, but we're only picking those that are in the playoffs.
Okay, that'll work.
So, yeah.
So the first week, I'll have 4.
Yeah, you have 4 opportunities. Then you'll have
3, or then 2, and then 1.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
4, 2, 1. Yep. And so you're down 11 with 6 weeks to go.
And I could possibly make up 5.
You could make up 5. You had a great week last week. I mean, I thought it was greater than that because
you tricked me.
Stat correction. Yeah. But and I was willing to let it slide, Dave, but Junior,
him and his big mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
When does he ever understand math?
He's an English teacher. He doesn't. Yeah.
He doesn't even know English. How's he a teacher?
So, all right. Well, good night, everyone. Good luck this week. And, the battle of the podcast buddies. What else could you ask for?
Yeah. I wish a little bit more was on the line, but that's all right.
I mean, you get a chance to even the score. I won the first matchup. We didn't mention
true.
this. We are entering into the rematches.
Yeah. Rematches of week 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Andy's got to be licking his chops, right? Because that was his bread and butter weeks.
6-0. He started out 6-0. I mean, these are going to be money in the bank for him.
And Junior's got to be like crying in a corner, going, "No!"
Oh, hey. Well, next week we'll go back and look and see how everybody did week 1 versus week 12.
So we're gonna have to come up with the side bet way before podcast, because podcasts on a Wednesday night is too late for everybody to do whatever they're doing, right?
Yeah. So, well, let's get off this call and we can talk about it.
Okay, there you go.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everybody.